Just doing it.
Hey, it says we're now streaming live on Facebook.
Oh, hey, look at that. I'll put my
Are
phone
we?
down.
Mine says we're setting up the meeting to go live on Facebook.
Oh, according to my phone, Storytellers Union is now live.
Are we live? That's always like one of those.
We're live.
things.
We're live.
Well, you know, kind of
Allegedly, we are live.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
We're live. I'm alive. Doug's alive. There we are.
There we are. We're live.
We're live
On Facebook. And hopefully you're alive and well also. Right now, being alive is a very good thing. I mean, I think we're all in agreement on that. Can I get an amen, somebody?
Yeah.
On that?
Absolutely.
And then thank you for taking some of your time in your evening to join in and join us here live on Facebook as we celebrate, guys. I know that there's not been a lot of celebrations in 2020, but I mean, we just had an anniversary.
An anniversary of what?
Our second album. They grow up so fast.
They do. So an anniversary of our second album. Which album is that? And where can you find that album, Kevin?
Kids on the Same Ride, and available everywhere. I know it seems like it hasn't been, in some ways it feels like, I don't know, 2 years or 10. I can't really decide, but.
It was back around, it was 6 or 8 years ago at least, when the album came out. It feels like at this point with this year.
Yeah. Well, everybody's 92 years old now. And,
Well, and we've talked about, a lot here on Facebook about how we are hard at work on album number 3. So in some ways it seems strange to be talking Kids on the Same Ride again, but at the same time we didn't want to let the anniversary of our album pass without mentioning it, without drawing some attention back to our second baby and letting everyone know that it's still out there available wherever you stream your music. And we thought that this would be a fun little thing to do on Facebook as a way of celebrating. And that, guys, is we're doing our very first live watch party.
Watchalong. Oh, I thought it was called a watch-along.
Watch along, watch party, the same thing. But if you haven't seen our band documentary, which shares the same title as our second album, because they came out sort of as a package around the same time. If you didn't see it at the time, then you are in for a treat. You can watch it with us tonight. If you did see it back in the day and haven't seen it in a while, this hopefully will provide a we're going to do a behind the scenes ongoing running commentary during the documentary. So.
MST3K style.
Yes, let's MST3K.
I'm sure there will be spots.
We're going to get that.
Yeah.
And they will all be our age.
Yeah. If you get that reference, comments.
Yeah, the original documentary actually came out in 2 parts. The idea behind doing a documentary to begin with was to just sort of, document the making of our album. And then it sort of grew beyond that as if we're going to tell the story of the album, let's just tell the story of the band in addition to it. And as it grew, we ended up doing it in 2 halves. We did it first in the first half as the story of the band and our musical history and how we all came together and came to be friends and came to be a band together. And then the second half is on the making of the second album. So unless anybody else has anything, I think that's a good setup. Without further ado, please watch with us, comment as you see anything. If you have questions or comments, we'll be talking along. So let's all sit back. Kids on the Same Ride. Let's do it.
I've got to find the controls because it's me.
Okay. Yep.
Yep. There we go.
Where did the name Storytellers come from? Tell us a little bit about the history.
I actually thought about that the other day.
I know that we were trying to think of what we call ourselves, and we threw a lot of names out there. I don't really remember who came up with Storytellers.
Do you remember that?
I think it was Kevin, actually.
I was trying to think of that too.
It seemed like I remember a long list of, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? It was almost like we put it to a vote. Is that?
I honestly don't remember. I remember
This process was obviously as far back as some of the songs
Yeah.
on.
When did y'all become storytellers?
Would it be 8, 9 years ago?
Some would say we've always been doing that.
Kudos to Mary Beth there, who is
Mary
our band wife and band interviewer for that opening segment.
I can't really recall a time in my life when it wasn't.
Mary Beth did an awesome job.
Ever present, always there. I was born in Logan, West Virginia, and grew up in church, so we had lots of gospel music. And
That was a cute baby.
in Southern West Virginia is Southern gospel.
Is this why you shaved your beard so you look more like the guy on this video?
Bluegrass influence, lots of
That young fella.
groups.
Look at
Mom,
you.
She played piano in our church.
You just didn't want to look like you were too far removed from this.
We had music at home. Yeah, the music we had at home.
He also looks really scared when he's talking to the camera. It's like a coerced video, like interview.
He does.
I was exposed to things like the Everly Brothers, Roy Orbison, Buddy Holly, Chuck Berry, all those great talents and voices.
My first musical memories, I'm going to say I was probably maybe 3 or 4. I don't really remember.
Check out those pants.
I had to find a
Sweet.
acoustic guitar.
Could Jesse help you though?
This is as far as me, like, really remembering music, remember playing or anything. There used to be a show called Porter Wagner Show's Country Show. And that sounds odd with the kind of music that we do. And but it was old school.
Living large and in charge back in the day, wasn't I?
I mean, that guy looks like he likes comic books.
I totally could be comic book guy's second right there. Maybe his bald brother.
So excited.
Actually, playing guitar, yes, and I didn't really know what was going on, but I knew it was, wow, this is awesome. And the way I expressed that was just jumping up on my guitar because it was just so exciting to me as a little kid.
Mom tells us the story that when I was a baby and my bouncer at about like 3 months old, that
That was when I had dark hair still.
she was listening to the radio while she's cleaning the house. with
That
me,
baby's
and I was
hot.
my little bouncer, and the song "You Sexy Thing," maybe it's "You Sexy Thing," that came on with a bunch of hot chocolate came on the radio, and she saw me over there rocking back and forth and just bouncing and giggling, and my bouncer pretty much knew I was gonna love music.
So eventually, when there's things that you're not allowed to have as a child, that's what you want more. And so I really long for whatever bits of pop culture and music that I can get. I'd hear things at school. I'd sneak and listen to the radio. I would hide a transistor radio that I would take to bed with me at night and hide under the
Yeah,
covers.
this really dates us talking about transistor radios. And
10 years old. I have a pretty clear memory of this. Mom sat me down and she said, "You know, I know that you listen to songs. I know that you listen to lyrics and what they mean. There's 2 songs I want you to listen to. And I really want you to listen to the words and we'll talk about it." And those 2 songs were John Lennon's Magic and Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. It meant a lot to me. And from that moment on, lyrics and songs and music became more than just a beat or a rhythm, and it became life. And
I remember coming home from my grandparents, and in my child mind, it's, gosh, I want to say midnight, maybe later. Sure, it wasn't that late at all, but in my mind, as a child, it was. And the Who's "We're Gonna Get Fooled Again" comes on the radio. It's got this going on at the beginning. And I remember being
Oh, it's a
so
little Doug.
terrified.
Chuck.
Chunk.
Chuck.
And I get so fascinated by it, especially when the guitar kicks in. You know, that may have triggered the love of rock and roll right there. I really believe that I have my
Aw.
dad that my blues. He was a ZZ Top fan from way back in the day. Stuff like
That looks a lot like Liam.
It does. I was just thinking that.
blues.
I know music obviously meant a lot to me even before I had
Who's that hot chick?
Yeah, who is that little girl?
And that little girl was me.
I posted that to Facebook a few years ago, and Doug, in short order, posted a reply pic that he photoshopped with the two of us together.
Yeah, those two kids.
Look at that.
Photo
Matching guitars.
saying,
Cause we're best friends.
That's one of the many unreleased songs that you hear in this documentary, Overturned Picture
First
Frames.
time I met Kevin,
That first album ended up being an outtake we never did anything with.
13
I'd say with that rockin' audio quality, there's a really good reason why it's never been released.
I was at the junior high because my mother was a teacher there. She also was a Girl Scout.
You're very
troop leader,
professional.
And my sister and Jerry were in my mother's Girl Scout troop.
So he was
Take rock
there,
and roll very seriously.
he was about 15 and already in high school, and you know, he was nice, he was sweet, he was cute,
He was.
and
Really was.
we hit it off.
Obviously, I didn't think a lot of it at the time. It's funny to look back.
I know he was
on.
going to sell out and become a corp.
We became closer.
A suit.
My sister, to the point that when she would call for my sister and my sister wasn't home, I would talk to her. We obviously had music in common even back then, and it was one of the things we really bonded over.
We quickly realized that we had a lot in common. We both really liked music, and we liked a lot of the same music, and you know, at 13 and 15, that's enough to spark a pretty good friendship.
And went to shows together, and it was just a natural extension that when I began to be in bands and play my own music and play with some of the other guys, that we would bring her in, someone who actually could sing and had real talent.
The band Yoko.
She even appears on some of those early
Grade school, like 1993.
high school and college era groups joined us on stage, and
Maybe
obviously
high school prom, 1992 there.
we shared that passion for.
That was my prom, not yours.
What was ever romantic.
I don't know when that is.
Music that kinda
I don't know what's going on there.
pushed us from friendship into romance.
As far as making music with Kevin and Jerry goes, I met Kevin in a journalism class at high
Miss
school.
Ross.
He was in 11th grade. I was a
Journalism
sophomore
geek.
year in high school at Logan High. I was in 10th grade. And we also had the class with a guy named Dave McGuire who was in 12th grade. He was a senior.
Love it.
We met in Miss Ross's journalism class at Logan High School. He and his friends, awkward and odd as they seemed to us, we had my group of friends that I was in that class with, and kind of dubbed those guys the journalism geeks because they seemed just that, very geeky. Little as we know that was the exact same nickname that they had for us.
In the journalism class, Kevin sat across the room with a couple of his friends.
A couple of Mormons.
With. They had a little acapella.
See some tracks in the hands there.
But, you know, they were kind of like, they
That
could
was the
actually.
old soap stud cassette tape.
Soap studs. McGuire.
You know, I played bass, so like that. You know, that's when Harry McGuire guitar player stories to this guy. He's kind of formed out of that.
Dave looks a little like a lighter-haired Sturgill Simpson there.
Yes.
And kudos, by the way, to Dave McGuire's father for that video, because that really helped tell this part of the story. And I think it's some of the coolest video that we had in the whole documentary.
So, as any good geeks know, there are
I
strengths.
don't know about you guys, but I'm not hearing you guys real well. So I'm going to turn the sound just a tad bit and see if that works.
A lot that we had
If it bothers it.
from slightly warped.
I hear you fine.
Can you?
Slightly found images that we
Okay.
kind of had for ourselves. Lots of similarities.
I'll turn it back.
And because of that, was what really began to hang out. And those guys were musicians and they played instruments and they needed a singer. Well, I was a writer.
That fedora.
What's that look?
Oh, what is going on there?
You still have a fedora around, Doug, if you, just for occasion?
I don't, but I feel like I should get one now.
You definitely need to.
Real cool musical taste. Of course, he was an Eagles fan. I love the Eagles. But he was also a huge fan. And turned his on to a lot of cool music.
Our guitar player was pretty good. The rest of them were kind of neophytes in their instruments. Doug at the time was on bass. Our drummer kind of had
Rocking some awesome hair.
and I was even more limited in the fact that I brought nothing to the table.
Still going. This is another one of the original songs that can't be found anywhere else. Even if it is a complete direct rip of Johnny B. Good.
I had no microphone for this program. I never had any monitors, speakers, because I was sharing the basic guitar. I particularly remember those first few practices, and actually many practices after that, set up, is that I couldn't hear myself. If I could, everything would just scream at the top of my lungs in hopes that I would be heard at the top of the bracket for the rest of the guys.
Am I wrong? Don't you all see it? Do you see the Sturgill Simpson resemblance there?
I totally see it, Jer. Totally
Thank
see
you.
it.
Thank you.
Sound and maybe however attract women of Lake West Virginia into thinking that there was some rock and roll gods in the making there in that garage. Listen, it happened a time or two. I don't know how impressed they were, but every now and then you get passers-by in the neighborhood that would come and listen in and walk through the door. Early 90s. We were all kind of big into YouTube.
Where are they now?
Right?
Cover band, lots of Sunday, Bloody Sunday massacres of our own.
Again, no microphones,
No
just screaming.
Just scream. Maybe you'll hear yourself.
I don't hear the music there.
So after that initial band, so briefly they did include stuff. But it did take very long that our past converted to the band that we spent most of our youth in. That was really our high school band.
Yeah.
There's so many stories behind that photo shoot too.
Oh my goodness.
I'm pretty sure we got set up by a pedophile at a hotel where he had nothing but children's toys.
By one of our band members' moms who hooked us up with that photo shoot.
True story.
Cool picture.
And ultimately, after those years of high school and college, in particular, does become a best friend.
You're hugging a giant bear there.
Yeah, a Yeti. I found the blade.
Go from Big Doug with all hair to no hair. To my French period, apparently.
This was when you were French.
Oh, Kevin, there's the dance.
Whoa, slow down on that Mountain Dew. Or was
We weren't dating yet, but I think it was the precursor.
Really pleased in what they were doing.
The farewell.
Farewell. Didn't Jamie almost like not make this show? And
Yes, we had to drive it. He had to be driven in from Huntington because he
Yeah.
didn't drive at the time. We weren't rehearsed, and
Yeah, and practiced, yeah.
And so.
That was at Lake, wasn't it?
Like, well, you know what these guys are doing.
that last show was, yes.
I want to be part of it. And it's fun, you know, and so.
I think it's
Like you're wearing a
better for myself. Better.
lampshade on your head.
I was trying a different hat look after the break of the fedora. Yeah, I thought maybe lampshade would work.
And that it took us from the covers that we were doing before to a band that was primarily doing original material.
Kevin, you always talk so serious.
That was
Somebody has to be.
You are ready for prime time. I mean, like it's like you're being interviewed by the news. You'd think you'd have like a journalism degree or something.
A 4-track cassette recorder. Look
Check that out.
4-track recorder. We would bounce down tracks and keep drawing color, bass,
Shout out to Al.
colors, rhythms, all that good stuff. Just kept bouncing it down.
Shout out to Jamie.
And then master.
Look at that box of cassettes that we were recording onto in master.
Yeah.
That is true DIY right there.
Weren't they like old, like Ford promo tapes or something?
Yes.
I can neither confirm nor deny that, Jerry.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe yes. Maybe the statute of limitations haven't ended on that yet.
I would think so.
That also terrified me. I didn't know how to explain
And isn't this Dave?
Sean got the shirt going.
Grade school.
Yeah, we were rocking on the grade school circuit.
We were rocking on the
On
grade
the
school.
grade school circuit.
We still need a lot of polish.
But that first show, we did,
Live band. We didn't overpromise, just live band.
I was trying to play on the team floor.
Musical instruments.
Elevated so they would look up at us.
Spray painting the plywood black. We were
I'm not really sure how necessary all that really was, but it was a fun day.
It was completely unnecessary, completely unneeded. I think we spent most of our take on that lumber.
Yes.
Well, that and Shoney's the next day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
As you can see here how steady it is.
Amps.
Yeah, 'cause you weigh like 98 pounds right there.
I'm all Adam's apple at that point.
Yeah.
Look at that steadiness.
Although that's an awesome mullet.
Thank you.
Yeah, check it out.
Selling for the album you were here. And had some.
I was proud I remembered the name of it.
Was photocopied off and things. And it's black and white.
Jerry and her friend were
Shout out to April Dawes.
our inserts
Doss.
in the show, so
Yep.
we could sell the cassette. They were actually coloring the sleeve.
So I would be selling the tape and go, hey, do you want it? You know, $5, you want it colored? and yeah. And so I colored it real quick.
We literally said they're
And
the
then I was
colored pencils. People go, well, yeah, I want to color me. Like, okay. Colored it real fast.
Popular at the time, so everybody was on board with that song. I remember I used to play barefoot all the time. I was a barefoot bass player back then. It was my gimmick, the wrestling beat. So, why not have a gimmick?
And they would go nuts. Autographs.
What that might be my favorite scene in the whole documentary. That one kid losing his mind.
You know that kid ain't wearing a mask right now.
But everything else we did, not exactly appropriate for a grade school audience. Our World's Edge originals.
Look at that set list.
But we did it. Yeah, and got paid for it. We were able to sell our album.
And if that wasn't final type of that show also, we had lasers. We had to have lasers. literally with one laser.
I was gonna say it was laser.
Yeah, laser is much more
Laser. We had laser. We had T-shirts.
We also had
accurate. Yes, we had laser and we had T-shirt.
Wouldn't you love to know where that's at?
drawn, hand drawn, the cover art to our cassette we were selling was supposed to be these T-shirts and hand drawn. So we expected them to show up with a number of shirts. Instead, he showed up.
There it is.
There's T-shirt.
If anybody knows where that shirt is,
And instead of having
Somebody comes across that on eBay, please snatch it up for us.
out there somewhere,
I'm gonna guess somewhere in the dingus 12-pole area.
I think we took everybody out to breakfast. I think that we were anything we actually made from the show. We're driving home, playing our 4-track recordings on their car stereos as they drove away, and knowing that somewhere out there, there's that World's Edge T-shirt.
Look at that rock star with sunglasses on and in a gym at night.
And bullet hole jeans. You still have those.
You got going.
You wore those. You wore those bullet hole jeans for a Halloween costume a couple of years ago.
Go back
Yep.
and realize that, gosh, we didn't have much in the way of chops, but the nuggets of ideas that were there, some of the music and the lyrics and things I can look back at and go, I see what those kids were trying to do. And again, everyone starts somewhere. That's kind of where we began.
What's happening there?
Super dog. Nice look.
Man,
The immortal Buddy Doug.
Buddy Doug.
Oh yeah, I was Jamie's microphone stand because we didn't have another microphone stand.
Signing autographs like rock stars. I definitely need for storytellers, I need to up my fashion game because I did have a look going on then. Now it's just boring.
Yeah, both of you. I mean, it's just Doug and his wrestling T-shirts and
I really need to up my hat game again, I guess.
yeah.
We also need to up our monetary plan because we were charging $5 a tape and we give it away for free streaming now. So we've gone backwards.
Hey, we get compensated 0.0000007 cents for each of those streams we have out there.
You just start trying again. And before you knew it, it was a band.
I think if anybody has any ideas what Kevin and Doug's fashion for the band should start being, comment. Give some fashion suggestions for Kevin and Doug.
I mean, we could go with lucha masks. I have a collection of lucha masks.
Well, we did that.
You had 30 people that downloaded it and said that they liked it. That would have been, unthinkable when we were finishing it.
Yeah, I would have expected our parents to like it. That would have been really.
When friends started commenting, and saying they listened to it, downloaded it.
People we didn't even know were downloading it. I mean, it's just like friends of friends. And track where some of this stuff is coming from. It's like, we don't even know. It went beyond this small little circle that we kind of thought that it would maybe find. I was kind of surprised after the release how good it felt in some ways to be free of songs playing for so long. You get together for 15, 16 years and you play the same set of songs.
I like to know what that feels like. We're still not free from all of our old songs.
Yeah.
Nope.
I guess I wasn't prepared after the release, just how good it would feel from the go.
Kevin and Doug became almost obsessed with watching like the
the download numbers and like.
The Bob is watching with us. Hi, Bob.
He just downloaded it.
Bobby,
Mr. O'Brien.
Actually, one of my favorites of ours.
That's a good outtake.
The fun one.
It's kind of a process where I create something, pitch to Kevin, and he either makes it work or he doesn't. If it makes it work, we go run with it. If it doesn't, I dismantle it and use it in other places. The smiles of the saddest people, the smiles of the saddest people in the world.
Yet another song we never released.
I like where it goes here, so if you want to use that as a break or a solo section. But
We should revive that one, guys.
last time there was a
all
couple
right, I'm down. We can definitely do better than that.
sing and
Demo.
my vocal part, the melody, and Doug was able to put the music behind it. And I mean, that was the best I've ever had.
Doug, you really need more wrestling
It was
shirts.
something that
I really do. It's time
Yes.
to pick up some more
I heard
AEW
in
shows.
my head,
and
and
things.
he was able to recreate what I heard in my head, despite the fact that I couldn't sit down there and map it out for him other than just singing to him. And we had tried that in the past, and it never worked. It's still easier, obviously, for Doug to come up with music and for me to put lyrics to it. But on those occasions when I do have a melody, it's nice to think that there's a possibility that he might be able to.
There's a couple of fashionable guys.
He might be able to feed off of that and be able to recreate it. But it is, it's
We
kind
need
of
that
fun.
look, just like an all black dressed up look for the band.
Like the E Street look.
Pretty much a full
Absolutely.
song and years
You know I'm down.
melody, lyrics, whatever. And when
I don't know what look I've got going on there.
Yeah, it's
Kind of annoyed. If I had to give it a name, I would go with annoyed.
I do look annoyed.
I've always been the backing vocal and that's what I was talking. So.
Yeah, I hope you're still watching, Bob.
Yeah,
There
if
you
you're
are.
watching, Bob, you were there. I think I was there at the trailer and Doug handed me a Sharpie and a piece of paper and said, write something. And he and Bob had been playing this like kind of bluesy tone and such. And I went into the living room and wrote that song. Do you remember that, Doug?
Didn't you sing it to a spider?
I was going to say, I sang it to a spider in the closet that was in the corner. I really think that's what set forth the diva ambiance that I demand.
Because you must always sing to a spider in the closet.
And it's just, you had like a lava lamp or something going and yeah.
We like it. It was good to do it. It was a great experience. The reaction was more than we thought, but now it's like,
Our first child.
now we got to top ourselves because a lot of people listen. A lot of people tuned in because they were curious, and not all those folks will necessarily come back when it's not there.
Actually, the first album's getting ready to have a anniversary too here in December.
That's true.
We tend to release things in the late fall.
Oh, we do, don't we?
Yeah.
Hello to those people watching with us. Hello, Diane. Hello, Sheila. Hello, Gail.
No, I just call it Kevin. Oh. Pretty much that sums up the whole band right there.
It's Mary Beth's foot making a little cameo there.
I still think you could,
Never noticed that.
I still think sexy is a good way to describe this band.
Yeah.
Look at that great camera work while she sings.
What's that?
I said, look at that great camera work while she
I-
sings.
While singing, yeah, that's probably why I go out of tune.
About the fact that one of the three members, despite having been in the band for a very long period of time, knows nothing about the names of the songs. So,
Glad that changed.
all of which he has either written or had.
Yeah, we could do this quiz today and he'd still do us poorly.
Yeah, Doug. Name 2 songs on the first album.
Can you name? If he can get, how many can name before he gets 3 strikes and he's
I like
out?
the challenge.
Okay. Yep. Pass this president again.
He's got 1. 2 strikes.
FBA open.
Where we are?
There's no question mark at the end, but I give it. That's 2. Okay, that's 2.
Hey, Karen, thanks for watching with us.
This album. No, that's what we're working on right now. It's up to 2.
March 2016 already. It's crazy.
I can't do that. I can't do that good today.
No.
You there?
So 2 and 12
Find the
is
ones
my way.
that you think you know, that they're all about football.
They're all
Well, he does one, none of them are about.
Yeah, all Kevin's lyrics are about football.
I hate football, but apparently I can't stop that.
Friday Night Football.
Why
Every
not
single
football
song.
every day?
Yeah, actually there might be one. I'm gonna next album, but
Yeah,
that's have a
next
football
album.
lyric. But outside of that.
The book of lyrics.
It's fun to flip through that from time to time and remember the good ones and mostly the bad ones.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these songs have been around forever too, though.
I think that's the thing. It was almost just one sort of fed into the other because
Let's say there's a lot of Bullet Club representation up there in that shot. A lot of Bullet Club and Spring Team rep.
The line of day, yeah, they don't work the way we want them to yet.
That's pretty much who we are.
La, la, la,
That, you mean, that's who we are?
Yeah, that right there.
Well, no,
He's doing his John Cena. That's what that was.
So this is so funny. See, we're in Doug's basement, so I'm doing that so nice and low. Ooh. Then we go downstairs and record it in our basement because Mary Beth and Liam would have been upstairs. Maybe Liam would have been upstairs at that point as a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and like I didn't want to sing too loud. So then we go downstairs in our basement and record it, and I'm like, ah!
step out of the room to let somebody record, but that's been literally no time. The lead vocal from Accident might have been from us that very first time getting together. Yeah, and because we did just a couple of songs the first time we tried to sing all in the studio approach.
desperation, longing, sadness, joy, pain. Every stroke of the key, a link in the chain.
That was not the final vocal. She wanted to redo that.
Mm-hmm. I rewrote a lot of that.
Get the band all together in one room and just take off. And that probably
A lot of wires.
There's a lot of wires.
This is when the mad scientists decided we were going to record a live
Oh.
tape album.
capture that live energy because we don't have.
And I go from being a very formal band member to like I'm like
Yeah.
I came from the beach apparently.
It's like, bro, I'm here to sing. When do we add this bro to the band?
This is after he started working out and he got all buff.
Yeah.
For the way we work, but and then I think what the best process has been bouncing back and forth between basements, really. Yeah, because with technology, it makes our writing process so much simpler because we can, share those ideas.
See, we were social distancing before it was a thing.
That's right. That's That's
tell
true.
you, I was
Good
built for
point.
quarantine.
What I did there, 1 through 6, because it goes, or 1 through 8, and then it goes 9 through 16. Switch back.
This digital 16 track here, this is a digital 16 track, so I can bounce down mixes. I do mix down.
Pretty much this is the same way now that album number 3 is currently being pieced together.
Okay.
You have to change the project.
All right.
You'll go to project first.
It's always fun to watch Jerry try to figure out technology.
Hey, she set all this up tonight. Shout out to you.
Right.
Shout out to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Feel free to argue with Kevin if you'd like.
I only argue with you, Jer.
That's what I was saying, you know, maybe if you want to argue with Kevin. I'm constantly trying to get you guys to argue so that I don't always look like, you know,
The Yoko?
exactly.
Experiment, it's so crazy where
We send them back to you and
then where everything's already synced up because you're starting and ending where I started the song anyway, so that I can just drop your vocal stems into what I've got in Studio One and from there.
Okay, this is for the vocal stack. J37 stereo, mastering, fat, tight, and open.
And don't worry, those watching at home, I don't know what any of these words are that Doug is saying either.
Nope.
This is where the studio geeks like chime in now and start talking about all the Waves plugins. Abbey Road reverb.
A good portion of our YouTube followers, I do think, are gearheads because your gear stuff tends to do very, very well.
Searchable content. I need to get back to it if work would allow.
Get party started.
Who's Greg Wells?
so here's some
He's a producer.
problems.
Oh,
Google him.
Do it yourself. You're kind of feeling it. You want to calm down, maybe do some experimenting, and you cue up your track, and this is what you get.
I think so.
Yep, that's what we deal with around here.
And because of that, now he thinks he can like sing leads and put like
Oh, yeah.
videos together for Achy Breaky Heart. And
Our songs are more things made this album because we
With Melodyne, anything is possible.
that totally went to his head.
Like it, you know. we
that
can-
must be the drugs that he's on.
Like it, and you can just use the chorus, you know what I'm
It's always the greatest feeling when I get the good reaction, like, and I get the head nods or the smiles.
This is exactly what I had been hearing in my head.
The excitement on his face. He's like, yes.
I'm an easy read. Doug's a harder read.
Oh, Doug's impossible.
That's it. That's it.
That was Mr. One.
can't think of anything else. That's kind of the most collaborative song we've ever done. And the fact that Jerry kind of had the original.
See, look at my face and my read compared to like him hearing it.
Yeah.
guitar
This
part.
could also be this could also be titled "Fat Drunk Guy Listens to Song."
I rewrite the chords, the lyrics I have. It goes, and then it comes back with an arrangement he sends for us.
You have trimmed down, my friend.
It's a freaking symphony. I mean, we sat down here wanting to tear up. Like,
Still need to sober up, but he has trimmed down.
and so, I don't know, it just seemed, that's one of my favorite.
There's his smile. There he is.
Yo, smile on a head nod.
Big
man.
reaction.
Come on.
Wait for it. Big reaction. Watch me.
He's afraid to look him in the eye.
I go, yay.
I love upon being
She's earned his approval.
So I live for it. Keeps me up at night.
I never heard.
And it's a great song. It's an unusual song. So some days it might be another song, but that one always comes back to me.
Kind of wish we would have done a video for St. Francis Bay. Had these ideas and just, time ran out and we'd already done quite a few videos for the album, but
It's not too late.
Never spoke of rain. Yes, it brings.
Yeah, I can always do like a remix of St. Francis Bay. We can put out a video for it.
I love the
'Cause I know Jerry loves my remixes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
going straight to the chorus and into what I intended to be an Arcade Fire kind of riff leading into everything that it is. But that would be it for me, Jelly Don.
I think Jelly Bone's the song that I will often like. That'd be the song somebody goes, "What's your band sound like?" I play that one because it's produced really well. It's fun.
I like where it sequences on the album. I think it makes a strong opener.
Yeah, I do too.
Let's talk about River and Mud. River and Mud.
Yeah, yeah, let's.
I would think that River and Mud, and I had this little to do with that one. This is about any song on the album, but watching the two of you work through River and Mud together.
River and Mud.
Don't fight.
Try to be diplomatic here.
Yeah, you watch. I didn't even react. I was just like, Ribbon.
Which means that it's not really playing.
Oh yeah, if I was a real musician, I could be like, and this is what here's how it goes, and you're gonna go to A, and you're gonna do that. Yeah, but I just go this.
When I wrote River and Mud, I'm sitting in a bedroom by myself, and I'm picking, and it is very folksy, sort of picking kind of. I'm not necessarily sitting there and thinking, okay, I'm writing this and dun 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 dun, and like that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
There you go.
You will be so happy, Doug. The songs that I'm writing for the new album are to your music.
Which means she doesn't have to explain them like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of like writing a song with Phoebe. Okay, you go from Bear Claw to Iceberg.
Exactly. It really is.
Writing
In
a
so
song
many
with Phoebe.
ways. Man, I miss not having bangs.
And so Doug, when I start playing it, he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm doing a little different every time. So it's the
I really wasn't.
Well, don't.
That's why I just called you on it, because you actually admitted that you were doing it different every time.
That's what it's all about.
Okay. It's part
Let's roll the film.
right. I
Yep.
wrote the song. It doesn't. It's irrelevant. I wrote the song. If I go one way is right, the other way is right. Either one could be right. Does that make you feel better about it?
I'm so confused about your argument about which is right.
Okay. This to me, it would say, try to pull your bootstraps, but you're stuck in the middle. River and Mud, okay?
I can't remember my
All
lyrics.
this does is try to pull your bootstraps, but you're stuck in River and Mud. It just
I'm pretty
changes.
sure you did this.
No, see, that's what I think we got it. It's not. It's this. Watch.
You go from an A minor to a C.
Instead, we're going to try to
A minor,
your bootstraps, but you're stuck in
E minor. Yeah,
right?
yeah. There's a C in there. And if I knew better at the time, I could go, no, there's a C there. Thank you, Steve Herzog. I am always right.
It was an ongoing.
Steve's a smart man.
Like a year,
I was playing the same chord.
and then they go sit here now and go, well, sometimes we don't understand each other. I never lived in shit.
Oh, Kevin was egging it on though. He was totally egging that on.
For the record, I actually had to, as the one to put this documentary together, I had to edit this for a general audience. It just got a little out of hand.
It did, yeah.
Rather than recording everything all over again is perfect.
But there's nothing but a drum track right now. This
You
time.
just said you would have to redo the bass and
No, I
everything.
said I have to still record those things, so I'm not gonna record it all again until I know how it's supposed to go.
Please, number
This is what he's doing.
But you keep changing it.
I have not changed that part. You were sitting there watching me play and said I just did the same thing. And I said, no, I did. I went from an A minor to a C, and you just didn't see it.
End result.
Just didn't see it.
But you got it.
I think I said because my fingers are just so fast.
It's not exactly what you said. I had to clean this up for the kids.
I wanted.
I think that was the moment when you went, oh, Jerry, this is for the documentary.
I'm just kind of almost like an old Crow punk song, which old Crow could be, I guess, bluegrass punk, really. Yeah, I like one that.
Yeah, this was you guys being smart alecks afterwards.
It's kind of annoying, actually. Well, I mean, I can't really say so as life, but every time you step up to the mic, I appreciate your improvisation. Each time it can be different, but still right somehow.
You guys have no idea how hard.
This is how we fight. This is actually the worst fight Doug and I ever had.
Yeah.
This was heartbreaking. I mean, it took us a while to get over this fight.
Appreciate you saying.
Did you guys fight? Did you guys fight, please? It's fine.
This is the worst fight we ever had. I'm so sorry. It's my fault.
It's abuse. It's total abuse.
I'm sticking edge guitar part in there, aren't I?
Usually, yeah.
Edge wherever I can.
I still think that someday a live from the Blue Moon, we could pull it off like this. The sound down there is good.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so it's about time came out in December 2015, and that was right after I got diagnosed with MS and was starting treatment for that. After a pretty scary summer of thinking that it wasn't MS, but that it was potentially brain cancer. So we were dealing with that.
The first album was done before all of that started, so that
Yeah.
started about this time.
We made good music, though, that summer.
Yeah, fatherhood. That's
Fatherhood, yeah.
Liam was what, 3 months old when the first album came out?
and all of that album was done before he arrived.
Yeah, and still dealing with the knee issues I was dealing with then, so.
New job, school. I mean, it's kind of amazing. I love that part of the story of this album is that somehow all of that didn't slow us down. We got done relatively quick.
2020 sure is slowing us down. All that didn't slow us down, but 1 year,
That's what
7 months in quarantine.
That's what I was thinking too. It's like, man, we managed to do an album and all that. We can't finish one when we're all stuck at home in a pandemic.
Mistakes are awesome.
Are we trying to record a video here? Is that what it is?
We're trying to lip sync the kids on the same ride.
Oh,
track to the
yeah.
video, and the video ends up turning out great.
Wait a minute. So lip syncing isn't as easy as you think it's going to
Well,
be.
not
Okay. Don't keep your head up.
This was a blast.
This was the best video.
but
Hiding the peace signs. It's a ridiculous song, so it needed a ridiculous video.
Kevin says, okay, I've got a ridiculous idea if you'll go along with it. He tells me, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure she said, yeah, ridiculous idea. I didn't even tell her the idea until she'd already said yes. I mean, come on.
That's great.
Young Doug dancing with old Doug.
All right.
I think the cutout of
girl made not to make it hard, Doug.
Oh, this is, yeah, showing Doug the video for the first time. He didn't even know what we were up to.
now that was reaction. Look at Liam. Liam was just like, what is what?
So Kevin's idea of the documentary, I think 2/3 of the band were like, what? What do you say with 2/3?
There are 2/3 of the band typically like, what?
We're not gonna throw nobody under the bus.
2/3 of the band, like, we're doing a watch along to our documentary.
Yeah.
What?
Exactly.
There. I mean, I think it's great storytelling, which is honestly what we're about. And you know, just that look back was really interesting.
Rendering.
Thank you, Steve. Doug does have Doug's always wearing a wrestling shirt. 9 times out of 10, you're going to catch him in a professional wrestling shirt.
True.
I use that and Lightworks, just two fairly simple video editing programs for all of our video work. And I was up at 5 o'clock in the morning last night at night show.
Yeah, it does, fella.
Fortunately, over the last 3 years,
That guy looks rough.
session, to get this done.
That guy has no idea what's ready to come, getting ready to come.
Of us as kids, and we used it.
This is putting together the Kids on the Same Ride video, which turned out
sort of
fantastic, honestly. It's still one of my favorite things we've ever put to video.
Yeah.
Plus, it sort of scratched the top of the surface of all the footage we had available of us as kids, growing up, playing in bands together, getting married. I mean, just all this stuff that I thought, you know, why not use that material to tell our story? And that sort of became an idea. Plus, it kept my mind occupied. Gave me something to stay up late nights and do while Doug was working on the album and the music itself.
There he is, working on the album. On cue.
My heavy lifting sometimes over, and Doug does all the work. So
That is probably 2 or 3 in the morning also, I would say.
it's also
Because I don't sleep.
cool to see the finished product. Hopefully it'll turn out well.
There were some of my band, maybe in the 2/3, who could be a little camera shy or one. And the one I thought would be the worst about it, again, not naming any names, but when he came back and said, that was actually kind of fun. You know, when he started doing it, they're like, yeah, that was kind of neat. And it was kind of fun to do.
We do all of our video work.
Yeah. And this was before Mr. Camera Shy then goes and starts his own YouTube channel. And hey, everybody, I'm Doug the Storyteller. Welcome to my rock and roll studio. I'm like, now he's a podcaster all of a sudden.
I said it was fun.
So
We have
He
we
did.
unleashed a monster on the internet.
in here, a copy of the album. Actually, it's empty on the inside because the album is not yet a thing. It's not yet done, but it's here as my inspiration as to what I'm actually doing this bit of work here for.
So I see his marketing brain coming out,
Constantly.
and I'm going, oh gosh.
There is a business.
Well,
plan.
you're
It
gonna
was
have,
spilling out of my ears.
I can't believe it.
There really was a business plan. It was
There
15
was.
for so long.
So yeah, so in true do it yourself mode, here's me videoing myself, watching Kevin editing the documentary. And I think that he just showed me a video of him videoing himself making it.
And now we're watching this video of her watching this video of me.
Yeah.
Watching the video of Doug.
Mind blown.
Don't speak up, kinda high five, got blood runs cold. I'm not too young, don't wanna grow. Baby,
Here's my part.
Nailed it.
Thanks.
This album, I think, has been, I would say a little just humbling, because there were people that were actually excited that we were putting out a second album.
You know, I probably get more people comment on Going to See the Trees still than just any of the songs we've ever done. It surprises me that that's a lot of people's favorites. Not that I don't like the song, it's just people liked it a lot more than I would have expected.
Back to technology, what's available. I mean, if you told 15, 16-year-olds us, you know, back in the day that we would have this availability to this technology, not just recording on an old Cascade 4-track and dubbing down to cassettes and coloring in the inserts ourselves, but that, you know, we could literally be a one-stop shop.
If you'd have told 15 or 16-year-old us that, yeah, you're making $5 a tape now, but in the future, you're going to make 0.0.0.67 cents.
We made more on that release than we have ever on this one.
They'd think, man, you are dumb old men.
Amazing.
That's a very good point.
We did just have a bunch of 0.0.0. You know, the points start. You don't have all those in there. Your math teacher mother would be very disappointed.
Thank you, Linda. Appreciate you tuning in.
Germany, Brazil, Australia, Thailand. I want to know who these people are.
The Middle East now. We get a lot of Middle Eastern fans.
We are big in the Middle East.
We are very big in the Middle East.
I feel I'm invisible. Where can I run to be seen? When it goes from this distress.
That's very true, Steve. I wouldn't give a dime for any of this.
To confess.
Particularly those teenage years and you know, those bad concerts we did back in the grade school days. Those memories are priceless still.
I'm pretty insecure and shy about my own music, and then for somebody to come up to me and come up to us and talk about our music or talk about how they like it, or to know somebody, you know, somewhere around the world to just listen, it gives you, for me, it's given me a better confidence.
Something we really haven't talked about is really what's next. I mean, I've got music. I'm sure you guys have music, lyrics, ideas. You know, I got songs that still, and that's true. We still have songs.
Still do. I'm still working on it.
Yeah.
I mean, the ideas are there. I still have songs that I would like to see come out. Absolutely, there's songs that I want to see come out. I don't know how we release.
I have one kicking around in my head right now that I'm actually actively trying not to write because I want to get caught up on the ones that are already in the hopper.
You better at least sing it into your phone.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I probably will end up writing it. I don't think I can hold back. It's a good idea.
Yeah, we're not beholden to a record label or anybody but ourselves, because we do this for fun. But yeah, we can do what we want and just express ourselves, and I think that's great.
Well, except for work and the pandemic. But other than that, we can do whatever we want. Here we are. Everybody. Come on, Doug, you sing now. I missed this too. I missed like just jamming in the basement. That was actually some of the most fun period, I think, of our band getting like together when we started doing this again. Just jamming out the song ideas. I missed that. And yeah, you're about to see a ton of names here, folks, and maybe you'll see your own name.
All
Because
of these
there's
names.
a lot of people that we owe for this documentary coming together. A lot of this footage, a lot of these photos, a lot of the music, particularly in the first half, the older music was made by a bunch of different people who aren't, a lot of whom we've lost contact with. So we appreciate that. Oh, we have bonus scenes. I almost forgot about the bonus scenes. Yeah.
They are. They're just, and you can always tell that she's writing from the heart. You know what I mean? Plus, I mean, just the strength of a woman and song, and how how much heart and passion that women put into their writing. I mean, I've always thought that chicks rock harder than any guy.
Because Doug used to think chicks didn't rock.
Well, that was Buddy Doug. That was
Buddy
back in
Doug was a
he wasn't.
Texas pig.
Cheryl Crow.
He got rid of the hair and he got woke.
Very was them out of the water.
Well, I mean, I obviously love to be interviewed, and I do this a lot, and will tell anyone that.
Of course, now he does. Now he's fine with it.
Yeah, it's not as funny now.
No.
Really been the professional. It has been the professional highlight of my life. The highlight of my life, period. Really. I mean, just to be near that kind of talent feels sort of like is.
We couldn't get Doug to do interviews or really say a whole lot.
Best, or he's the rest of Van Halen, and I'm that guy from Extreme. It's one of those kind of situations where you just feel really fortunate just to be there.
Playing like 10, 12 years. I've been playing since like I was like 10 or 12 or something. I mean, I was just a kid. So, and Jerry was an adult when she learned, she learned so much more as an adult, obviously, than you do as a kid.
You can't argue with that logic.
I mean, that's just math.
It's math.
Always showing me stuff, and I feel like I've learned so much from her. How does Kevin inspire you, Doug?
Oh, the lyrics. I mean, every word I have committed to memory. I don't know the names of the song, but the lyrics themselves are kind of etched in my heart. And actually, a few appear in a tramp stamp that I got recently.
Of course, the irony being that Kevin himself does not know his own lyrics. So, hot kettle black there. And that is Kids on the Same Ride. Guys, what did we learn? I actually haven't watched that, I don't think, since shortly after we put it all out there.
It's been a while since I've watched that too. That was fun.
It was fun to do. It was fun at the time to go through all those old tapes and all those old songs. I know, at least for me, and maybe for you all out there watching too, it might have been, there were times that was hard to hear some of the things. So if you do want to go back and actually see the parts that we were jibber jabbering over, both YouTube and Facebook have the original version of that documentary in its entirety, and you can go hear in the background there. At one point, you can hear us doing our very amateurish teenage version of Pearl Jam's Black. It's under there. At one point, there is our doing the Ramones, and this would have been like the late 80s, I guess, cassette of us doing the Ramones song that we, because we did it for the documentary and found that piece of music to put in the documentary, that's really the reason that kind of put it back in our heads to do that same song, I Believe in Miracles, as part of our cover series this summer. So, that's in there too. So there's a lot of little nuggets in there that's just kind of fun to see, and honestly, it's just fun to see you guys as kids again, and to remember, gosh, how long it's been, how far we've come.
How far we've come.
How
Indeed.
far we've come. Have we come far?
Well, you're downstairs, I'm upstairs. I mean, yeah.
We live in Ashland, Kentucky now. I mean,
Doug's in Huntington.
Doug's in Huntington.
So yeah, we've gone a couple hours at the very least.
And it only took us like 25, 30 years
And,
to go a couple of hours.
But that is the story. It's from how we got from there to here, all the way up to album number 2. So guys, now we actually, there is no choice. The pressure is on. This is the celebration, the culmination of album number 2. So we got to move forward. We got to get album number 3 out there. Something new for the people.
It
And
is
for
indeed
us,
in the works. Yeah, I would say it is there on the precipice. There's just, a handful of things that need polished, tweaked, and committed to tape, so to speak.
I am making the bold prediction that early 2021, I'd say first
Ooh.
quarter 2021, I think we're going to have some new music out there for you, a new album. If you haven't seen Baggage Never Sorted, that is the first song that we have released from that upcoming album. I think we'll probably get at least one or two more advanced singles out there for you, just to get you something new to listen to, because we appreciate you listening, whether it was the stuff we just watched with our old album or the things that we got in the future. You've hung around with us since we started this whole adventure and this Facebook and YouTube channel that we've opened up. Gosh, you all have been so kind that Doug actually released some music himself here recently, didn't you, Doug?
I did. I said if we got to, what was it, 400 followers, likes, whatever that is on Facebook, that, I did that version of Achy Breaky that I would give to everybody. Didn't think we would get there and I'd have to release it. But
and not only did we get there, it seemed at the time like we weren't going to get over that hump, and now we are fast approaching 500. Like, I really think that by the time the next album comes out, we could get to 500 people following us. So if you haven't hit that follow button yet, and you just occasionally tune in and check in on us, definitely follow us. We would very much appreciate it, just like we appreciate everything you do for us, and for being friends, family, Middle Eastern followers of Storytellers Union, those of you that are out there watching at whatever time it is there now. But yeah, this was a lot of fun, guys. So hopefully everyone else out there enjoyed it too. We're going to put this up on our YouTube channel in addition to the live we just did here on Facebook. So definitely keep tuning in. We got more things coming, as we said, the album, and then some singles and videos that we're going to get out in advance of that. But guys, it's been over an hour, so we probably should let the folks get ready for bed.
That's right. It's only Thursday night. We've got to work.
For those of you that got to get up and work from your homes tomorrow, like myself.
Hey, I'm out of quarantine. I actually get to go to the office tomorrow now.
He looks excited. Look at that. Doug's on his way back in, everybody. So
yep, be warned, I'm on my way back.
This is your advance warning. All right, folks. Thank you again for tuning in to the first ever Storytellers Union watch along. If we ever have another movie, we'll have to do our MST 3K to that one too, guys.
Thanks,
Sounds
everybody.
like a plan.
Good night.
Good night, guys. Thank you. I got to figure it out. Give me a second. Good night.